Will the 944 start up in 3, 2, 1? We're looking good. I think we're looking good. What is going on, guys? It's Carter here, back with another video, guys. And today we're going to be trying to track down the electrical issue on the 944. So without further ado, let's just get right into this video. So yes, we're going to be tracking down the issue on the 944. It's had a weird electrical issue. So first things first, we got to get the battery off the trickle charger and get it upstairs. So I understand I didn't give very much context on the 944's issue. Basically, I've been having this weird electrical issue on the 944 that doesn't allow for the full voltage of the battery to be reached. It's been a very tough, try to find this. It's been a very tough diagnosis because I've tried checking all of the relays, tried checking all of the fuses, see if they were drawing on it too hard, tried checking the headlights, see if they were drawing on it too hard. I have tried checking just about everything. I've gone through so many batteries, I've gone through a new alternator, I've tried so many things, and I still can't find out what's going on. But to put long story short, just for the symptoms, in case any of you guys have any advice for me on what to check and anything like that, basically I woke up one morning, the car was dead. For sure thought it was my battery because my battery is about 6 years old. So went, got a new battery because the battery wouldn't charge. Got the new battery, put it in, started up just fine, worked really good for about a week. Then I wake up after a week of leaving the car sit and the battery was dead again. So then I was like, well shoot, maybe I got a bad battery. Take it to O'Reilly's, they test the battery and then they say, oh, well, your battery's shot, it won't charge anymore. So then they gave me a new battery because I thought they just gave me a bad one. Put the new battery in, and then the new battery also died, but luckily we were able to save it. It wasn't completely dead. I caught it. It just wouldn't charge, it just wouldn't start. So it did charge up and everything, but now I'm on that battery. But basically the whole system just seems to be drawing on itself whenever I turn the headlights or the fan on for the air conditioner or just the fan for the cooling. Basically the whole car just kind of goes under a draw and it just starts messing with some gauges. Like the oil pressure gauge will start dropping a little bit, but the oil pressure is actually not dropping. So I'm not too sure what's going on. I've tried so many things, but finally after leaving the battery on a trickle charge for a while we had a huge winter storm here and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and put the battery back in, get the multimeter out, check a couple things. I'm starting to guess it's maybe one of the battery cables, specifically the positive cable might not just be getting enough current to it to keep charging it, and maybe it's just losing power faster than it can charge the battery. Who knows? But we're gonna go ahead and check a couple things and show you guys how I do it. Next step is to get the cover off of the 944. We're not gonna take it fully off, but just enough to get into the hood and into the passenger seat or the driver's seat here. One thing about the 944 battery placement is that it makes it actually super hard to get it in there if you don't have two people, because the cables literally just like to get in your way, and the way they're formed here, they just kind of I don't know, they just get in the way and it makes you really out of breath. So I finally got it in. So I just popped the positive cable on, but I forgot to get the multimeter before we do this. So I'm gonna go ahead, head in the garage, grab the multimeter, because as soon as we plug this in, we are going to be testing it and seeing what's wrong. If you guys do not have a multimeter, I highly recommend them. I know these are not new things or anything. This is a good one. Got this on Amazon for like 30 bucks. And it is really helpful for electrical things like this, because you never know if your battery's going to be dead. You got to check the voltage on it, or if you just have a weird parasitic draw on your car, or you just want to check anything. Literally, I mean, anything electrical, you can use the multimeter to check to make sure it's in good health before you just start throwing parts at it. So just measure the battery at 13 volts, so it's really healthy. So we're going to go ahead and plug the negative cable on now and see if that changes it. Okay, so I just went ahead and ran a couple tests. Basically what I did was I put the multimeter up to the battery when it wasn't plugged in, and it ran 13 volts. Then I went ahead and plugged the negative cable in, and it instantly started dropping. And I was like, well shoot, there's the draw. Something's drawing, and it was drawing pretty quickly. I mean, it was like every 3 seconds it would drop 1/10 of a volt. Then I realized my door was open. So then I was like, shoot, I have to go ahead and shut that. I shut the door, I plug it back in, and it ran 12.42 volts. And I was like, okay, so 12.42 now, and it wasn't dropping. So I was really confused, not really too sure what was going on. And then I was like, did the draw just go away? So then I plug it back in, or I take off the negative cable again, plug it back on to see maybe I'm losing it or something, because there was definitely a draw. Put the multimeter back on there, 12.42 volts. Then I shut the multimeter off to make sure it's reading correctly, give it a second, turn it back on, and it's reading 12.42 volts. So it seems as if the draw has completely gone away. I'm not too sure why. I'm not really gonna sit here and complain about it. Hopefully it's gone. I'm gonna start it up because this car hasn't ran in a little while. Let it run through, you know, get it all started and stuff. Hopefully it's gone. I'm not too sure. I'll test out the headlights and the fan and all that stuff to see if it's gone. But I guess that makes this video a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. So it seemed as if pretty much the door was causing it, but it couldn't have been causing it this whole time. I'm not too sure what's going on. I want to start it, just see what's going on. This car hasn't ran in a while, so I definitely need to get it running. At least I don't need to move it. I just need to get it running, and that's it. So really all I'm going to do real quick is just start up and see if we've got it cleared. The Will the 944 start up in 3, 2, 1. Nope, not today, I guess. It didn't start that time. Well, it did, and then it died. But we're gonna try it one last time. Don't want to push it here. If it dies again, who knows? There just might not be enough fuel in the system. It might be just because it hasn't ran in a while. Who knows? Hopefully it runs. In 3, 2, 1. Well, I'll figure it out. So after it didn't start those 2 times, I think I'm honestly just gonna go ahead and give it some gas to get it moving because I don't think there's enough fuel pressure from it sitting. If it doesn't stay running after I give it some fuel pressure, who knows? Maybe it's something else. We'll just have to find out. All right, so after kind of messing with this, I figured out this is actually not getting any gas. It's starting less and less, that it doesn't want to start. So I am gonna go ahead and check that the DME relay is still fully plugged in because we did remove that when I was messing around with it, trying to see if that was probably drawing, but it was not. So I'm gonna go ahead and check to make sure that's plugged in or at least working. So after messing around with it for a little bit longer, I realized that the DME relay, I think, had gone bad, so I replaced that, but the fuel pump is still not turning on. So I'm not too sure what's going on there. I'm gonna change exposure there. Not too sure what's going on there. I'm gonna have to figure it out. Other than that, I think that pretty much sums this up. So like I said, it was something with the fuel related. I'm not too sure what's going on there because I changed the relay. It's still not turning the fuel pump on, so I'm not too sure. Maybe one of the connectors is loose or something, but it's awfully cold out here. It's like 38 degrees, so it's a little warmer than what it has been, but it's still pretty freaking cold out, so I don't really want to be out here too long, and I'm starting to get really cold. So gonna go ahead and call it a day on that. I'll pick it up at some other time and see what's going on. But at least I hope you guys learned a little bit on the multimeter and stuff, hey, how to track down some issues. Also, sorry for the banging over there. But other than that, I hope you guys at least, like I said, learned a little bit of something on using a multimeter or using one to track down some electrical issues. But now I've got the fuel pump, so that'll come in a later video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys for watching.